Today on Run Help, I'm going to be talking about the UKCAT and what you should do to prepare for it, and how my one didn't go so well, but I'm going to give you tips anyway on how to prepare. So let's get to it. Number one is using Medify. Medify is one of the best programs I've used, and it only costs 40 quid for a month and like 50 or 45 quid for 2 months, and I think it's very worth it. Like, I don't think I would have got even a decent score that I did. I got 630 average if I didn't use Medify at all. So Medify is definitely a program that you should check out and use. VR is very important, and that's the unit I didn't do too well in, and I only got 540. But what thing I would have recommended myself to do is read more books, because reading books and reading them quickly and understanding everything that is in the book and being able to draw maybe quick conclusions and inferences and being very good at comprehension. So yes, read a lot of books before you're doing the UKCAT. So I would start like at the beginning of year 12, start just reading books, right? Reading books really helps you for the verbal reasoning one. So that's that. Number 3 is get faster at mental maths. Mental maths is very important in UKCAT. Although they give you a calculator, I would rather use mental maths and being able to interpret graphs. And sometimes what happens is I can tell what to do, but because of the time pressure, I couldn't do it. And I did still do well in my QR, which I got 710 on that, but I would have gotten even higher if I focused on trying to do it all in my head instead of trying to put everything in my calculator. There are some which you have to use the calculator. Using your head is too much, but some which you could have done in your head, and then you're wasting time using the calculator anyway. And it's also being confident in your answer. That is very important, because if you're not confident in your answer, then you're probably not going to do so well, because you're going to always doubt yourself, and then you're going to waste time. So be confident in the answer you give. And take breaks. I didn't understand how important this was until I was at the point where I was like, I'm going to rush it, I'm going to practice every day as much as possible. And that was the worst decision I made, and you shouldn't do that. So you shouldn't cram everything into 1 week, or I didn't really cram into 1 week. I tried to do it over 2 weeks, but what happened is in the last week, I was just doing practice over practice over practice. And I regret that now, because I think it's better off you practice for a whole year doing 1 hour practice a day rather than doing like intense practice, because if you do it 1 hour a day, you're building up your skills over time, rather than in that really chunk of 2 weeks really can't do much. So I recommend, if you're starting UKCAT, start as early as the beginning of year 12, and you don't have to start like really like intense. Just do an hour practice, or even less. You can do 10 minutes of practice, but it's building up the skills. And I would definitely say use the UKCAT books. I used different books. I don't have them with me right now, do I? No, I don't have. Okay, I'm not sure. I don't have the books with me. I didn't use just the Lastly is, don't time yourself in the beginning. Alright, this is one of the biggest tips I'm going to give you, because a lot of people just give you the tip like, oh, practice. That doesn't really make sense. What do you mean by practice? How should I practice it? Like, this is how I'm going to tell you to practice, because I think this has helped me quite a lot to improve my scores. Like, before, for like things like situational judgment and stuff, I was getting band 4s, band 3s, then I moved up to band 2, which is like a reasonable level. So I would definitely say, firstly, do everything non-time conditioned. So everything, your like your maths, your VR, whatever, do it non-time condition. You will see that over time you will actually start getting faster. So the more you read, like, try to do it as quickly as possible that you can do, but don't rush yourself. Like, try to do it and try to think, scan, and do it, because the first thing you have to do is develop the ability to scan. But what I did is I did that and went straight for time conditions, and I regret that. So first of all, do it without time conditions, and try to improve your scanning skills for VR, improve your mental maths for QR, and improve your pattern recognitions for AR. AR is a difficult one, but that one you will find that without time condition, you would start getting faster and faster, and you would develop different patterns you'll see. Yeah, the 600 UKCAT book is still good. Sorry, it's now the 1000 UKCAT book. Don't use the 600 one. The 600 one don't use, just because it's the old one and they don't have the situational judgment, the book I bought for some reason. So use the 1000 UKCAT book. So that's something I would recommend. So yeah, that's all my recommendations, and I hope you guys do well in them, and that's all my tips. I think this is a really comprehensive kind of tip. This is how you should do it, instead of doing practice, or whatever. This is what I've given you. I hope you use them. So that's all from me today. Random help over and out, and I'll see you next time. So leave in the comments below how you did in UKCAT, after, whatever. Anyway, bye bye. See ya. Random help over and out.